Hello and welcome everyone in the F15 basic tutorial for beginners. In this tutorial I will go through the very basic stuff on the F15 aircraft, which is any beginner needs to know before in order to fly the plane. And what do you expect from here? Just to know the very basic gauges, not even all of them you need to know on the F15. The missiles or your payload you need to take taken off with the aircraft using your STT mode, radar mode, or the RWS radar mode, and the TWS radar mode, and land the airplane. So pretty much I'm gonna just try to make it really quick here. So starting with our gauges, down right we have here our fuel gauge. Left to that, the fuel flow, those two gauges beside each other, temperature above, and RPM, which is RPM and fuel gauges here do something you need to be always aware of. Altitude, which is also you get the information of altitude on your HUD. Maybe HSI and compass. Those you also need to be aware of them, but I'm not gonna tackle this in today's tutorial. Your angle of attack and speed and acceleration limits, and also down there you need to know like those green lights, which is the not on now, those the three above each other for gear, and left of them the flaps. So yeah, there is also the RWR screen, your radar screen, and also your payload screen. So before we just start taking off, I'll just give you a very small explanation about what type of missiles the F-15 can carry in DCS, not real life, but so in DCS we have three type of missiles mainly: infrared missiles, semi-active radar missiles, and active radar missiles. And I assume some of you of course know that, but I'll just explain for people who doesn't know. So the infrared missiles are just simply following the plane heat. So this is something you can shoot on any aircraft and forget. The semi-active radar missiles, it's guided by your radar. So you need to always maintain lock on your aircraft you're attacking on, or on the band that you are attacking. And usually that's gonna be through the STT mode. And also for the active radar missiles, this is also, shouldn't forget, you can use your TWS mode or STT mode while doing that. So I'm just gonna have a couple of this is my usual actually setup if I'm flying in server with no restrictions. Couple of AIM-9s, couple of fuel tanks, and 6 AIM-120Cs. So let me just put them here really quick. Sometimes, yeah, some people think the bees are really more maneuverable but shorter range, but yeah, I'm not gonna discuss all the small details. AIM-7 is the semi-active radar one, and the AIM-120 B and C the active radar missiles, and the AIM-9M and 9P and P5 are the infrared missiles. So I'm gonna call the ground crew just to refuel and rearm, and we should be getting our missiles starting from the right payloads, left payloads, right, left, right, left, right, left, until we just finish all of them. So here we go, right, left, and until we get in there, you just, of course, before, if you're just new to the aircraft, you need to make sure you're aware of the main buttons and keys, and just assign your joystick to in the game. And here we go, got rearming complete. So first, to close the canopy, I'm gonna say the basic keys I'm gonna use for sorry, for doing anything. So just to close my canopy first, it's gonna be left Control C for Charlie. And to open my electricity, it's gonna be right Shift L for Lima. And after that I'm gonna just spool up my right engine first. The 15 I must spool each engine by itself. And I remember there was a key to spool both together, but to be quite honest I don't remember it right now. So to spool the right one first, it's gonna be right control home, and as soon as we see the RPM moving, we can spool the second one. And here we go, spooling the second one, which is right alt home as well, and second one spooling. They both gonna be counting. Usually in 1.5 it stops at 68%, and here in TTR it's gonna be 69%. So as soon as you see them stop, so that means that your aircraft is ready to go. And just waiting the engines for now. You're almost there. And right engine almost pulled up. Here we go. So waiting to my secondary engine. Small move, I think something probably wrong with my stick, so the small shake you see. So yeah, it's just, you should not having this, I guess. So right now I'm gonna be taxiing, so runway is on our like 5 o'clock I guess. So I'm gonna be just using my rudder, putting a little bit throttle, and use my nose steer wheeling key to make a sharper turn, which is should be S button if I remember correctly, S for Sam. Oh, very slight turn. And I'm going to be gonna line up here on runway 14 I guess. Yep, I think it's 14. So in order to line up, if I'm taking off from middle of runway, here we go, runway 14, I'm just gonna make sure on my head I'm putting the small circle in the middle and small line above it, like on the end exactly of the runway. Just you need to make sure that you have a clear weather, as wind's gonna be affecting your taking off all the time. So just if you have clear weather, just this is how to line it up. And before I take off, I'm just gonna explain the gauges, or actually the symbols on the hood, starting from the top, like from number 15, 16, 17, those are our headings. The right side is our altitude, so which is mean like any of those small arrows, which is, see this arrow just popping to the top, so it means we are about 1.4 something, like 2 or something. Here this is a small arrow, it's just showing our altitude. On the left showing our speed, which is, this is speed scale, and that small scale for the angle of attack. And those 10, 5, and this one which has no numbers, and 5 above, those are climbed, the degree you are climbing with the aircraft. So right now I'm just gonna hold my brakes, wheel brakes, which is W. Just gonna put full throttle. As soon as reach 80 I'm gonna releasing and rolling here. As far as I have a clear weather, so thing going very smooth. As soon as my speed reach 150, I'm gonna just try to climb slightly 5 degrees up, very slow. Oh, don't pull that much hard, just simply just let it go here to gain some speed. I'm gonna put my gear up by pressing the G button, and you should see the gear just here, lights just disappear. And here we go, just airborne, or almost actually airborne. And let's jump to the radar mode explanation. Okay, we are back for radar mode. So right now we are airborne, and we have a couple of bandits here. You can see that we have 29, this is a nail, which is a medium to this cross, which is represent my position from him. So it's in the middle, like from the top, so that means he's kind of close to us. So just to start with the STT, and here is another nail just showing over it, it's a 15, so that's another F15 nail. So right now I'm gonna just open my radar. First I need to go to the BVR mode, which is selecting by pressing number 2, and open the STT mode or RWS mode by pressing the I. And here you should see like our radar. Up on the left here, I'm gonna just pause my game for a second just to give you a small explanation about what's going on here. So up on the right, this is your radar range, which is set on 20 miles range. So anything behind 20 miles I won't be able to see. And on the left side, the number 1 and number 12. Do you see in the middle designator? If I just put it the middle designator here, so that means I'm scanning on 10 miles, which is because I have a 20-mile range here. My designator on the middle on 10 miles, which is half of 20 miles, because it's just on the middle. I'm scanning between Angel 1 and Angel 12, which is like altitude 1000 feet to 12,000 feet. And down left you have your high, which is, you see this what called high. This is your PRF or radar PRF, which is simply about the PRF. It's how you can scan like to detect high PRF scanning, like the HUD bandits. It can detect them from longer range. That's a very simple explanation actually, without going through much details. In medium 1 you can use it for like bandits call to you or just running away from you, and interleave, which is high and medium, so it's scanning in both. I personally heard that the interleave is a little bit weaker. However, to be like practically, like whenever I'm in a fight, like which is I need to have a clear visual, or within like 40 miles, I don't see a really big difference between all of them. So let's get back here, and oh, actually that's your speed down there left, airspeed, so or ground speed. So right now I'm just gonna unlock the game, then unpause again and start changing my range for radar. So I'll just put it for, let's say 40, let's make it 80. Scanning here, we got a dot. So a dot here, that means we have friendly. As soon as this dot coming closer to you, it means it's coming a little bit towards you. If it's going far, so it's moving away from you. So let me just, as far as I can detect them, so I'm gonna be scanning a little bit down. So I'm just putting my altitude or scanning range a little bit down. So I made like 20 miles. Honestly can't remember how far I just put them. Here we go, I'm getting the first one here, which is whenever I'm gonna be locking, well, it's gonna start giving me the information. Let me just switch to 40 first. Reason I can lock it. Here we go. So up there it's the speed of your bandit. That's the new number. Right to it, it's bandit heading. 6-6 is the altitude, so it's 6,000 feet and a half. Below that, the most important F15, which is the bandit type. Whenever you have whenever you are using the STT mode, it's gonna be always on the one bandit, or looking for one bandit as soon as you lock it. So I'm gonna unlock it, and as you see, this is circle, which means it's friendly. However, this dash means it is bandit or an enemy. And just locked it, and we got here the bandit type SU-27. Up on the left, it's speed and bearing, or the heading for the bandit. Not you're heading towards him, that's he's heading towards you, or the heading is his take. So as soon as we have here, like this is the difference between friendly, it's a dot and dash, as you see here. So let's lock the enemy. As you see, this cycle just is getting bigger and bigger, and he's right now, because I'm 4D range, so he's almost here, getting something above 10 miles, which is actually, you can know how far exactly he is from here. It's actually 10 miles right now. And I selected AIM-120. I have 6 of them. A6CMM, which means like this is the AIM-120. So and I have my red light for launch, so I'm gonna just Fox 3 on him. And pretty much this missile is good. I can switch between missiles by pressing the D. And let's dive a little bit to him to see the splash. And if I switch to D, that's gonna be like the second, like the AIM-9. And here we go with a clear splash here. It's going down. So that's pretty much the simply like the STT mode, the basic stuff. Just you need to know about the STT mode. So let's go now for the TWS Radar mode. Okay, for TWS Radar mode, let's start to select the mode by pressing 2, which is for BVR, then press I for normal radar, then write Alt and I, and you should see down there it started to say here TWS. So let's set our range, which is let's make it like 80 miles as the beginning, and start change our elevation. As far as I remember, our elevation gonna be changed by right shift and dot, I guess, yeah, and right shift and the commas or the two dots above each other. I can't remember the word for it now, sorry. So let me just reset that. Here I'm gonna just keep scanning here, like I'm trying, like if I'm just 80, I have my range on 80 here, so I'm just gonna put it on middle, for example, and we have here a different view. As you see, this guy like a dot with a line, so that line represents how far he's going to, and we got which is a friendly, so the dot is friendly and the dash still like enemy, and that line below it is he's heading, so he's coming towards us. So let's switch it to 40 miles, and here in the TWS you have something good here. Let me just pause my game for a second. Screen. Okay, on TWS, like I personally prefer using it most of the time because of few things. It gives me more information, like I can have a bigger picture even if I'm tracking, like TWS stands for track while scan. So I can track a bandit or target while having like eyes on what's going on behind that target if I even locked him. Also, if I lock that target or that bandit, it's not gonna give him any kind of warnings unless I just started to shoot him. Of course, he's going to be getting your nail from the radar until you turn your radar off, which is you won't be able to see anything. But it's pretty much useful. And whenever I shoot 120s or anything on TWS, it's not gonna give him like M9. It's not gonna give him warnings, but the M120 it's not gonna give him the warning until it's pitbull. For the semi-active, which is the M7, it's gonna switch you automatic to STT because it needs to have like a steady lock on the target because it's what's guiding the missiles towards the bandit. So simply like here, as you see, that two, like one friendly and one bandit, and the number 6 above it represents his altitude, and that line represents his heading, and rest of the information is gonna be the same. Let me just unpause back. And the good thing here, you can just lock the first one, lock the second one, just reducing my elevation a little bit for just keeping them in the range I'm scanning, and I can shoot the first missile. And whenever you see a friendly lock here, it represents on the hood like an X on it, and that's on all modes actually. And if I'm just locking this one, it's gonna be just a square without anything. So on TWS I can shoot 2 bandits. Let me get my 120s up, which are already selected, and as soon as I get to my shooting range you should see the light coming up here. Just gonna wait for it, and sorry, I'm gonna shoot a friendly this time. You should not do that, but this is just a tutorial. So whenever I shoot this, you're gonna see it's switching automatic to the bandit after. So I'm gonna Fox 3 on the friendly. See the square just switch there. It's already like there. So let me Fox 3 on the enemy. Just shoot and forget. And here's the sure 15 to all, which is the friendly 29. So also this is very helpful in terms of situation awareness whenever you're in combat. We have a splash here on the friendly. See, we don't splash on the enemy. So what I'm going to do, I know he's really close, so I'm gonna just put my radar down, press cam back on him. 3 again on him. Did not get this warning until the missile goes like pibble, which is counts here on the screen. And just that means missiles pibble and he's getting the warning. And splash in here. So that's pretty much for STT or TWS as a basic information. And let's now try to land with an F15. Okay, let's try to land the F15. Basically, before I do anything on landing, I just need to make sure that my airplane not that heavy. So I'm just gonna jettison or drop all my fuel tanks and all my weapons, which is gonna be left control W. So drop tanks, missiles until it's empty here. To approach, just make sure to approach, to have a right approach for the runway. I'm gonna just start dropping my gear right now. 3, and whenever the gear is down, you should see like the green lights showing up here. Here we go. Right now, let's. I'm gonna try to touch down here on a speed of 160, 150, somewhere around that. And angle of attack about 22, 23 degrees angle of attack. So I'm popping up my air brakes. Have about 2.5 maybe. The descending like depends about your position and approach to the runway, but I'm just trying to line up. I'm just putting this small dot in here on the runway. Small actually circle, sorry. And as soon as my speed keeps dropping here, you can maintain like playing with your brakes. So turning my brakes off, I feel like I have like I don't want to slow down more than this right now. So just trying to keep lining up on the runway and watch my angle of attack, which should start popping shortly here. Actually, you can see it on this scale, but it's gonna be showing shortly here. Here it is, AOA 18. And now I need to slow down a little bit more, maybe a little bit air brakes. And we are 20 angle of attack, my speed about 180 decreasing. We have a decent approach, not the best, but yeah, kinda fine. 21, 22, maybe a little bit throttle. And touching down, here we go, before it starts shake. Actually that was a little bit early. I didn't notice like start, that's my bad actually. But anyway, we can start like using right now your air brakes, which is with W key. Rudders will be helpful whenever you feel the airplane started to drift right or left. I usually just press and release the air brakes. Sorry, excuse me. And that's pretty much it. Just go taxiway and refuel, rearm, or do whatever you're gonna do. So that's simply like the very basic stuff you need to know about the F15. I didn't definitely cover everything. I didn't go through many details because I originally making those tutorials for beginners and trying to make things very easy and simple to realize and understanding the main concepts about the airframes. So hopefully that was helpful for someone new to the F15. And if you have more questions, you want to know more things, just message me or maybe jump to our TeamSpeak either. I'm gonna leave a link for our website down there, and you can find our TeamSpeak details, so you can jump in, approach me for any questions you have. And that's pretty much it. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel so I can make like more tutorials. And thanks everyone for watching. I wish you a good day.